Welcome to Talking Bull, but not as you know it.
If I start running, you can come after me.
Within 5 days, I can turn things around. I know it's a quality I have.
My hot take for the rest of the season is that I think that both you and Max will win races this year.
Sorry, I just looked out that window and nearly lost my mind. Oh my God. Which African president owned this plane?
God, that's a hard one. I don't have one. Nah, I've got nothing there.
You see, ever since I left my nomadic lifestyle on the race team, people keep telling me I need to get out more. So I did. And now I'm here in Hangar 7 in Salzburg, home of the Flying Bulls, and I'm welcoming you to Talking Bull Away Days. So, where are we exactly? This is the Flying Bulls, Red Bull's own fleet of historic aircraft based in 2 hangars here in Salzburg. And the idea behind it is beautifully simple. Don't park these machines in a museum behind a rope. Keep them flying. Fighters, bombers, warbirds, restored, airworthy, and still taking to the sky at air shows around the world. Which is how we ended up recording a podcast a few thousand feet up in a plane older than just about everyone on board. Now, a flight like this, you don't take it alone. And who better to share it with than the man who runs this entire operation, Eskil himself. And, of course, our good mate and colleague, Mr. Isack Hadjar. But 3's not quite a party, is it? So we've got one more joining us up here, a special guest. Someone you might not expect to find a few thousand feet up in a 1958 airliner, but trust me, it makes perfect sense once you see who it is. All will be revealed. Right, so we are here aboard this magnificent DC-6B. Eskil, tell me a little bit about this plane, because this one's got quite the history, right?
Yeah, it's incredible. It's from all the way from 1958. It was the second but last one to leave the factory in Santa Monica in Los Angeles, and it's been traveling the world ever since. And yeah, we found her in about 2000 in Africa, and we brought her here.
Isack, tell me, how are you feeling about this plane? Because I know you're not the best flyer.
I'm not.
How are you feeling about watching these propellers just outside your window?
I mean, I feel more comfortable being with a lot more people.
Okay.
Otherwise, I wouldn't be. But I'm around professionals, so.
But you feel like
I
because
trust
there's
it.
more of us here, you feel safer?
Exactly. If I was alone, then
Okay.
that would be a different story. But now I feel okay.
I mean, I was going to say, Eskil might look after you. I got to say, from my side, if it comes to an every man for himself situation,
Yeah.
I don't think you stand a chance,
Exactly.
bro.
Yeah, for sure. But I made sure the crew is good as well.
Okay, fine.
If I start running, you can come after me. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
I got you out.
Whatever you do, I do.
That's cool. Now, I want to talk to you a little bit, Isack, about the start of the season, because at the beginning of the season, you sort of set your expectations where you want them. Now, I always say you are your biggest critic, right? You are your harshest critic.
By
and
far.
I think that's a very admirable thing. But, you know, you've had a bit of bad luck this year, Australia, and then Miami with the crash in the race, right? But how do you bounce back from these things? Because you seem to bounce back so well.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's something you get used to from go-kart. Right? It's from, I mean, I've always done that, you know. I didn't have it the easy way going to Formula One. I mean, you saw it already last year, you know, I didn't have the best start in Formula One in my career. And the week after, I was 7th on the grid with the VCARB. So within 5 days, I can turn things around. I know it's a quality I have, but ideally, there's nothing to turn around, but it's Formula One, so it's not possible.
Yeah, for sure. And then, you know, you spoke a little bit at the beginning of the season about setting your expectations as one where you didn't expect to be able to come in and beat Max straight away, but you wanted to be there where you can sort of at least have a set of data that you can compare to his. How do you feel that's been going?
I mean, I've always been curious to know, okay, so what's the highest level in the world? What is it like to share the same car as the best driver on the grid? And at 21 years old, I have the luxury to get to compare myself against Max and see what he does. And yeah, he's every time he's out there on track, he puts such a high benchmark at tough times to beat, and it's always very impressive to be next to him.
Yeah, for sure. And with this season being a big like regulation change, do you think it sort of helps having a bit of a reset and not being, you know, against Max in a car that he knew so well?
Definitely, because I mean, I think he mastered completely last year's cars. I mean, last year's regulation. I think in his car he was absolutely unbeatable. So, we go into these new cars. I don't expect him to be like starting slowly. Obviously, it's Max. You gave him 4 wheels, he's gonna deliver. He adapts to what he gets given. It's new for the both of us, and if he makes a step, then I'm there to notice and see what he's done different. So. No, it's good to be also part of the development of the car.
And I want to talk a little bit about the jump from the VCARB, the Racing Bulls cars, up into the senior team, if you like, up into the Oracle Red Bull racing car. First of all, is it a big change in terms of the culture, and how different is it in terms of? I know VCARB. You seem like at VCARB you're always having fun, you're always making social media content. But then at the same time, as a team, they seem really good at helping young drivers settle into the sport. Is it a big change when you move up?
That's definitely a culture shock, let's say. Yeah. I mean, you go from more of a family team, Italian team, to British. It's definitely different, but VCARB, they helped me massively in my first year. They're used to having young drivers to prepare for the main seat. And I would say the transition to Red Bull, it's not like I went from like Lewis from Mercedes to Ferrari.
Yeah.
It's like I've been in the junior team since 2021. I've been having FP1 tests, junior testing. So I'm working with Woody this year, but I had my first FP1 outing with him already 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So for me, it's kind of natural to be there.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I still remember the end of 2024 in Abu Dhabi, you getting to hop into Max's chassis then and drive it for the FP1 session, right?
Yeah.
And I remember seeing you at the back of the garage and you're a little nervous, you want to bring that car back. It's the middle of a race weekend. You did a fantastic job of everything you needed to do. Does it feel normal now? Like, do you feel at home with the team, at one with the engineers?
Yes, and there's still a few pinch me moments because it's not like I had 200 races in the team. Every time I walk to the garage, going into the car, for me, I still feel that proud feeling of being there and being in the world champions team next to such an amazing teammate. So every time I'm like, obviously, I deserve to be there, but I'm blessed to be there as well.
Yeah, for sure. I can hear that. Now, I want to talk to you a little bit about the rest of the season. What are the hopes, the goals? Winning World Championship.
Of course. In my career, of course, championships is the target. But I would say for this year, what I'm looking forward to compared to last year, I think we've made good progress so far within the first third of the championship. And I think soon we're going to have a car that's fighting ahead. And to me, I don't have a lot of experience in Formula One fighting at the front. What is it like to go and fight against the McLaren, at the same time Ferrari, Mercedes? What it's like to fight with the best drivers on the grid? And for me, I just want to taste what it's like to fight for a race win. And hopefully this year I get to experience that.
I think you will. I've got to be honest with you. My hot take for the rest of the season is that I think that both you and Max will win races this year.
Me too.
Okay, so there's Calum's hot take for talking ball.
I like that take.
Oh, we are just about ready to take off. So come on, tell us a little bit about it. How fast does this plane have to reach? What do we call it? V1, V2?
Yeah, we should get around 100 miles an hour and then start lifting the nose, and then we'll just let the airplane come off on its own the way she wants to. And
All right.
Now everything is warmed up and tested. Each engine's got 2 different ignition systems. There's always a backup, and but yeah, she's ready to go.
Don't you worry.
I'm not worried. I don't know why you keep looking at me. I'm not worried at all.
I know, I'm the one worried here.
Yeah. I'm a believer in aviation. In fact, I'll tell you a secret. My red flag. Right? Have you ever heard this statistic that 50% of men think that in an emergency with no training they could land a plane? Yeah, statistic. I'm in that 50%. I mean, if it came down to it, I'd do what I had to do, man. I'd get us home safe.
You'd get us home.
Yeah. It wouldn't be pretty, but we'd be home.
There you go. I feel assured.
Okay.
What's mad is that, in 1958, this is luxury air travel.
If you were on a plane now that made this noise, you'd be like, what the fuck? Oh, look, a golf course. There's my happy place.
Oh, I hate golf so much, man.
We're going to change that. I feel like we can change this.
No.
I feel like the reason that Formula One drivers don't like golf, right?
Too impatient.
Exactly that. And it's the same with Max, right? Max is so used to being good at everything he does. And I think he's scared of golf because it's hard. Eskil, talk to us. Where are we flying over right now? Where are we?
Yeah, so we just took off to the north, and we're heading eastbound in towards basically where the Red Bull headquarters is.
Okay.
Up at the Fuschelsee and beyond. And I think the plan was to climb up over the ice, over the glacier, so we can get some cool air into this baby. And
How far are we from the seatbelt sign?
I reckon a minute, maybe.
Yeah.
Right, Eskil, I was hoping that you might take me for a little tour of the cockpit.
Absolutely, where the business end is.
Right, Eskil, show me what's what in here.
Yeah, cool. So this is a sextant. So that used to go up on the roof. So when you cross the Atlantic, you know, same as sailboats, right?
Yeah.
You know, you use stars to navigate because you didn't have GPSs and all that stuff. Like,
This is like an aeronautical periscope. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Wow.
That's a very good description of it.
Love that. Sorry, I just looked out that window and nearly lost my mind. Oh my God.
Most of the instruments are totally original, but obviously we modified this, you know, slightly with some modern redundancy and everything. So
Yeah. So wait, forgive my ignorance. A plane like this, does it have like an autopilot system?
So we have one, yes, but you can't really trust it. So sometimes you can get a little relief, but we keep watching it all the time because it's easy to trip off. So it's hard to get the digital signals from today's modern navigation system into an analog system
Of course, yeah.
of the 1950s.
Yeah.
It's incredibly reliable. It can fly easily on 2 engines instead of 4, so you know there's so much redundancy.
Yeah.
And back in the day, these engines were not, you know, as modern as jet engines these days. So you had to have more engines to be able to make it across the ocean. You know, otherwise people would never travel. It was so risky. So,
Yeah.
but our team, they know these engines so well. Each engine is different, and they talk to you, right? And that's why, you know, sometimes the throttles are split a little bit because this engine likes that. This one's a little bit different. So,
Mate, thank you so much for showing me in here. I gotta be honest, you kind of changed my opinion that maybe I could land it. I'm gonna return,
Yeah, go for
walk
it.
back down the plane. But hang on a minute.
Hello, Will.
We've got a little bit of a stowaway on our plane here. 2024 Supercars champion,
There you go.
Red Bull athlete, and a keen aviator. A man with his pilot's license.
He will land that plane.
This is Will Brown.
Can I have a go?
Could you land it?
Oh, I don't know. What do you reckon? I'd give it a go.
Nice. Will, you got a minute? Can I come and sit with you
Yeah,
and
for
talk
sure.
to you? Mate, what a view, right? This
Yeah.
is by far and away the coolest place I've ever done a podcast.
Oh, definitely. It couldn't get much better than this. The mountains, it's so picturesque around here.
Yeah, man. So talk to me about the world of supercars, because I do pay a little bit of attention to
Yep.
motorsport outside of the Formula One world. Now, 2024 Supercar champion, in a season where you just joined Triple Eight, you replaced Shane Van Gisbergen. A lot of people were sort of like, "Oh, those are big boots to fill. Can he live up to the challenge?" And you kind of showed them that, yeah, I smashed it. You did. You absolutely smashed it. Won that championship. Bravo, sir. I want to ask about that year, because you are kind of Supercars Mr. Consistent, are you not? Right? And you look at that 2024 championship, and it was won by basically just consistency. Was it 19 podiums over 24 races?
Yep.
Something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, man. See, I told you.
You're in onto it.
I've been doing my research, mate, and I do pay a little bit of attention to supercars anyway.
Yeah, I guess it was big shoes to fill. Shane pretty much around then was the GOAT of supercars. He'd won championships, and he'd gone over and just won a NASCAR race and then decided he was going to head off. So they were looking for a replacement, and luckily enough, I put my hand up. I sort of was able to break a contract naughtily and get across to Triple Eight. But yeah, I sort of when I made that move, I sort of felt like with the team and, you know, the support of Red Bull and everyone, if I didn't win the championship that year, I pretty much felt like I probably had let the team down, because you could see Shane had won for multiple years. So, yeah, I got across there, and like you say, a few people were questionable on the decision and wondered if I could fill those shoes. But to win the championship in my first year there was awesome. It's the reason I made the switch. The team has such a long history of drivers and success and all that sort of stuff. So to join the team, also, it's probably one of those bucket list things, as we all have around the world, but to drive for Red Bull was a big thing at the time. So it was a great first year.
This year, 2026, You've had a bit of a tough start to the season. You've had some bad luck, some penalties. But before that, I think one of the big changes for you this year is obviously Triple Eight have switched from Chevy to Ford. And I think you've spoken about one of the biggest differences being the throttle response and the engine. Tell me a little bit about that. How big is that change?
Yeah, it's a massive change. Obviously, for us, we'd been Chevy for 15 years at Triple Eight and the history there, and thought that with the way Ford's going, the team thought it's probably a good change right now. They're investing a lot of money throughout the world in motorsport, so we made the switch, but it doesn't come without its problems, you know what I mean? And that's just learning a new car and how the aerodynamics work and all that sort of stuff. So we haven't had the best start to the year. I think we're about 17th after the first 2 rounds, just from crashes and small things going wrong, but we've clawed our way back to about 7th or 6th now. In our championship now, you've got to be in the top 10 at the end, and we actually go into a final system like NASCAR, which has changed. But yeah, feeling more and more confident in the car. We just came off a couple of weekends at Darwin, and we're top 5 for all the races there. So just got to keep working at it. With our history, we're not happy unless we're winning. So we've got some work to do. But
I mean, the hat says that.
Yeah, that's right.
We're not happy unless we win it.
That's pretty much when you move across to Red Bull, Triple Eight, all of that. You used to turn up and come 5th and think, oh yeah, that's not a bad day. Now you turn up, come 5th, and it's a shocking week, and everyone's looking as to why. So yeah, we've got some work to do, but we know with the team and everyone involved that we can do it. So we'll get on top of it by the end of the season, and we want to win every race. That's always the case with every category you're in. But for us, really, you only have to win the last race of the year to win the championship, like NASCAR. So
this is true.
We've got to build for that moment.
Well, thank you so much for this quick chat. We're going to go down the plane, and I want you to join me for a little bit of a game show that we're going to be playing here. So I've got some amazing questions. Some for you, some for Isack, some for Isack. And yeah, I think we're going to go to the back of the plane.
Let's do it.
Do this little quiz. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your Quizmaster speaking. In just a few moments' time, we will be starting our activity for the flight, which is going to be a general knowledge quiz based on Formula One and aviation. So, for today's quiz, Isack, you will be having some questions on aviation, as will you, Will. Now, for Eskil, we're going to be asking you questions about Formula One. So this quiz is called Crossed Wires, as you will all be answering questions on a field that hopefully you know very little about. Now, I'm going to be asking you these questions, and my assistant Seb here is going to be running up and down the cabin to get your answers. You will have to lock in a final answer. There will be no deliberating, no conferring with others on the plane. And as ever, the winner takes all with this, and losers are losers. Okay, Eskil, I'm going to start with you today. And a nice, easy question about Formula One, and it's even multiple choice. So, can you tell me, how many points does an F1 race winner score? Is it 10, 25, or 50?
Answer is B, 25.
That is correct, Eskil. Well done. Takes the first points of the flight. Moving on, Isack, I wonder if you could answer me a question about the plane that we are in. I hope that you've been paying attention to our briefing before this flight, because I would like you to tell me which decade was the DC-6 built in. Is it A, the 1940s, B, the 1950s, or C, the 1960s?
1958.
Ooh, precise.
He was paying attention. Not only did he get the decade, but he called the year of the build of this plane. Well done, Isack. Now, Will, it has come to my attention that you might have a slight advantage with your aviation questions, as you are yourself a pilot. However, the game must go on. The engines on this DC-6 are nicknamed after which insect?
I'll go wasp. A wasp, yep.
That is correct! These engines are known as the double wasp.
Impressive. How did you guess that?
And I've been informed that they have many redundancies, so even if we were to lose 2 of them, we'd all be absolutely fine. Right, Eskil, the pressure comes back on to you. Now, I have some very, very simple question here. I'm sure you're going to know this one. It's almost aeronautical themed. What does DRS stand for?
Oh, that's a hard one. I don't know.
Drag reduction system.
It is the drag reduction system. Well done, another point on the board. Right, Isack, are you ready for your next question?
Yeah.
What does the term Mayday come from? Now, Isack should know this because it actually comes from a French word.
It comes from French people.
I mean, he's right, but I feel like it was a lucky guess. Yeah! The term Mayday comes from the French term m'aider, which is help me. So yes, well done. Now, Will, I want to know, what do the letters VFR stand for in the aviation world?
VFR, Visual Flight Rules.
He is correct, it is the visual flight rules. Well done, sir.
There we go.
And now the pressure bounces back to you again, Eskil, as I'm going to ask you, how many tyres does the crew change in a normal pit stop?
Is it a trick question? I think a wild guess. All 4 of them?
That is absolutely correct, unless I'm on the crew, I have been known to forget one. Isack, are you ready for the next question?
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, I would like you to tell me, what is a co-pilot's official title?
That's easy. It's a first officer.
That is correct, it is the first officer. Well done, I can't believe none of you have got one wrong, so unfortunately, Will, I'm going to have to try and ask you the hardest question on my list. Now, Will, I don't know how much you know about our DC-6, but the next question relates specifically to this plane, because I want to know, after Tito, which African president owned this plane? And from what country?
God, that's a hard one. I don't have one. Nah, I've got nothing there. Zimbabwe?
Zimbabwe.
That is incorrect! That is incorrect! The owner of this plane was the president of Zambia. After it was found abandoned, it was owned by the president of Zambia for a little while before it was brought back to Salzburg and restored, which took about 4 years. Will, thanks for taking one for the team. I needed someone to get one wrong. It has been my great pleasure to be your quizmaster for Crossed Wires. Thank you everyone for joining us. We are just about to get ready to head down and back to the Earth in Salzburg. So thank you all very much for this flight. Thank you to all of our pilots and staff on the plane. We have really appreciated this, and we will see you back on the ground shortly. So this was it, our very first Talking Bull away day. What an incredible time up on the DC-6, and there's really no better way to end it than some Top Gun-esque slow-mo shots.
DC-6 flies like a dream.